Hello Corvette fans, we're going to call this Launch Control Advanced Edition. We're going to go out into the garage and out to the car. But before we get in the car, I just want to say something. We've had a lot of posts on the different forums, and especially the Corvette forum, and there's been a lot of people that have been helpful. The exchange of information gets other people thinking, gets me thinking. That's why I'm doing the addendum here, because I think we need to explain launch control just a little bit more and show some of the modes, which we're going to do today. We're going to do some driving today. You're going to see some real action in the Corvette. But I want to thank some of the guys on the Corvette forum who've been great. They've made comments and stimulated my brain. We had a great exchange of ideas and thoughts. It's been really, really good. Warp Factor, Mr. Gizmo, All Flash, Bill Dearborn, who I've met, by the way. I think I know who he is. ZR1 Bob, Red C7 Z06, Jaden 61, Torch Red Z06, Bob Z857, and Jim Mann. And there's a lot more of you, but I just want to shout out to some of the people that have really been great, and I really appreciate the input you put into it. And we've had a nice, really nice conversation on all the forums, Corvette forums. And this is what it's all about. I learn something, I tell you. You learn something, you tell me, and we pass all the information around and share all this knowledge. I think it's great. So anyway, let me show you what we're going to do today so you get an idea from the cockpit what I'm going to do, in case I don't explain it very well. This way, you'll see it and you'll say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. So let me shut the door. And of course, I can't do any of this stuff unless I start the car. So let me start the car. And we'll get my little trusty GoPro up here so you can see the dashboard. And the first thing you want to do in order to get into launch control, as I mentioned in the other video, is over here on the side, this nice little dial right here, you turn this left or right and it'll move. I'll show you what happens. And then there's this button. We're going to push this button too. So you're either going to be turning this guy or pushing that button right there. So let me go back over here to the dash, see if I can steady my camera. And first thing I'm going to do today when we go out, I'm going to show you the steps. I'm going to normally when you turn the car on, it defaults to touring, but today we're going over to track mode, and then I'm going to push the center button on this mode selector on the center console. I'm going to push this center button twice quickly. Once, twice. And you saw a light go on here. It says traction control off. That's performance traction management. It actually saying it's on even though it says off. That's a crazy thing. That's another story in itself. Don't ask me. All you need to know is these two lights are on. And now you can take advantage of launch control. And so what I'm going to do is, while I'm in track mode, I'm going to turn my dial, because sometimes this center thing will shut off if I let it sit there for a few seconds. So you just take your mode selector on your center console here and just twist it a couple of times. See, now it went off. Now I'm going to twist. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to twist it a couple of times, and back she comes. She goes back on. So it defaults to wet. I wouldn't suggest using wet unless it's wet. But what we're going to do today, we're going to go all the way over to the right. We're not going to do dry. We're going to do Sport 1, which shows active handling on. And we're going to do Sport 2, active handling off. And then the final one we're going to do is Race, active handling off. And you'll see this car hauls butt. I want to tell you, it's really, really fun. So that's basically what we're going to do. You could do the same thing. You can do the same thing I'm doing right here. Put it in track mode, hit the button twice, and then scan through all these dials. And I think maybe if you're starting off, you're a little bit nervous, just put it in dry mode. Most of the nannies are on, and try it. If you have an automatic, keep the brake to the floor. Okay? In fact, I'm going to put it in drive. Hold on. I put it in park before in the resort. You put it in park, Well, I've got it in drive. I'm very heavy pressure on the brake, like you put it like an emergency stop. Put the gas pedal to the floor. Feel the car move, and it goes around RPMs now. If I had let my foot off the brake, this would have launched through the garage and into the kitchen, and I would have had a very unhappy wife. And by the way, the lady you see off to the right, that's my wife. She's doing the camera work outside of the car while I'm holding this GoPro in my hand while I'm doing these launches. How dangerous can it be? I'm actually one-handing these launches. I'm not doing it twice, I'm doing it once. One other point. If you own a Corvette, every once in a while go out and drive it. And drive it under controlled conditions if you can. First thing I would say, if you bought a new Z06 and you haven't been doing track events or autocrossing or drag strip racing or anything, get yourself out to the Ron Fellows Driving School out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Take the launch, if you can, 2 days, 3 days, whatever you can take. Be the best thing you ever did for the car. Learn everything about this car. That driving school is excellent. I highly, highly, highly recommend the Ron Fellows Driving School. There are other driving schools too, but Ron Fellows, you're all in Corvettes, and you can get in Z06s too, which is great. Secondly, if you own one of these wonderful performance cars, I don't care how old it is, a couple of times a year, go do an autocross, or take it to the drag strip, or maybe do a track event. You meet a lot of great people, and you'll have a lot of fun, and let this car run. It's like having a thoroughbred racehorse, and you take it around the neighborhood and giving pony rides. No, take it to the racetrack and let it run. So I hope you do that. I hope this encourages some of you to do that. At least try the launch control. It works great. You're not going to spin the car. You're not going to crash it. If you do something stupid and you don't follow my instructions, well, you're on your own. But I'm doing it one-handed. Surely you can do it two-handed. Now, the people with the standard shift, you're doing the same thing, except you're holding down the clutch, and then you put the gas right. You put the gas right to the floor, and then you get off the clutch quickly. And by the way, when you put the gas to the floor, put it down to the floor quickly. Don't baby it down there. Slam it to the floor. And I don't think you should sidestep the clutch, but let it up quickly. And if things get scary, if you get scared, put in the clutch. You shouldn't be. You should go straight as an arrow. But try it. This car is really something. The technology's in this car. I can't thank the guys at Chevrolet enough for giving us a car like this, and it's not $200,000. You know what I mean? It's really amazing. So anyway, I'm going to shut the video off. When this comes back on, the next thing you're going to see, we're going to be out at a little Mexican track, and we're going to make a few runs. We're going to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do sport. What did I say? Sport 1, Sport 2, and race. So we're going to do 3 launches using launch controls. So let's go have some fun. Okay, so we're here to do a little experimentation run today. I am going to push the button twice on the center console. First of all, I'm gonna move over to track mode. Now I'm in track mode. If you can see, I'm gonna push the button once, twice. You see the 2 lights come on, the one over here and the one over there. And now we have a choice of wet, and then we have dry, and then we have sport, and then we have sport 2, sport 1 and sport 2, and then race. So today, first we're going to do Sport 1, then we're going to do Sport 2, then we're going to do Sport 3. Sport 1 has active handling on. So as soon as we get a clear shot here, we're going to pull up, and we're going to put this thing in launch control. So all I have to do is slam on the brake, and then we're all set. I think we have time now to do it. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to pull up here. And I'm going to put the brake on with my left foot, come to a stop, hold the brake real tight, slam the gas to the floor, and then take off. Okay, now we have traction control on. We were in Sport 1, and now we're going to go into Sport 2, and we're going to try it in Sport 2. So you ready? Here we go. Brake all the way to the floor real hard. Gas to the floor. There it is, ready to go. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to go into track mode and go to race, setting it on race. Now we're going to do a launch in race, and this is active handling off, of course. So let's go up and see what happens with this puppy. All right, brake all the way to the floor, gas. Here we go, ready to launch. There we go. Track 1, track 2, and race. Okay, so now we want to get over into track mode. And once we're in track mode, I'm going to hit the button twice. And you see the two lights come up, the one over here and the one over there. And now I'm going to put the car into the highest, quickest mode we can gather. Not Street Sport 1, not Sport 2, but race. This is the big daddy of them all. So you ready? Here we go. Got it in drive. Temperature's 85 degrees. Swinging the tires off a little bit. I got someone coming. Gonna wait just 1 minute. Okay, we're going to put it to the floor. We're down to about 2200 RPMs, and we're going to launch now.